Hey everybody, this is Paul Bell here with That Review Show on the William Baxter Experience, and this evening we'll be talking about the Suicide Squad. Now you have to bear with me a little bit. It's kind of late, long night. Had to try to rig up something a little bit here. As you can see, the Suicide Squad poster back here behind me. I know it's a little whited out, but it's the best I could do on such short notice. Anyway, great movie. I really enjoyed it. I really don't think it deserved all the bad reviews it was given, but to each their own. Really thought it was a cool movie. Really enjoyed the plot, the story, just the way things went in general. It was really cool. The characters in it were really good. I thought they were well acted. Of course, Margot Robbie, there is Harley Quinn, who doesn't want a woman like that. Let me tell you, give my left arm for it. She did really well as Harley Quinn. She really nailed down the character, in my opinion. She did the over the top, energetic, acrobatic, just psychotic woman that Harley Quinn is, and showed a true love and devotion for her man, the Joker, affectionately called Mr. J. But anyway, she did really well acting out as Harley Quinn. I really don't think there would have been anybody that could have done it half as well as she did. Um, Coming up to Jared Leto's Joker. Now, I may be the only one with this opinion. I thought he did okay as the Joker. However, I felt that he was lacking a certain energy, a certain almost obnoxious quality. He wasn't as outgoing, as energetic, as in your face as some of the previous Jokers we've seen. Now, a lot of people say, yes, he's playing a different Joker. He's playing the psychopath. I get that, completely get that. But, as an old school Joker fan, you kind of hope that you're going to see that, like I said, energetic, over the top, crazy. Heath Ledger did the anarchist, Jack Nicholson, the gangster. Jared Leto's kind of bringing it into the newer generation. Gold chains, the grill. I'm going to admit I'm not a big fan of the grill. Kind of reminds me of Jaws from James Bond. You younger kids, if you don't know, look it up, Google it. I don't care. But in all, I think he did well. I think he fit into the story very well. Him and Harley Quinn going back and forth. I think that really fit well together. I enjoyed seeing that. Like I said, I would have liked to have seen more kind of an energetic, in your face. He was more like whereas you can say that the hyena is kind of the mascot of the Joker. He was more like that snarling pit bull, waiting to take a chunk out of your rear end. But moving on, next we'll move to Diablo. Really well acted, in my opinion. He did really well at playing a kind of tortured kind of soul. It was really interesting to see. Um, Kind of a pacifist in the beginning of the movie. Towards the end, really lets loose. I'm not going to give you any spoilers or anything, but I thought he was really well acted. I thought he fit really well in with the team. Really cool to see this character. Next, we'll move on to Killer Croc. I'm sorry the picture's a little dark. Like I said, late at night, had a lot of prep time. But Killer Croc, acted by Common. Really cool to see this character. Waylon Jones. I mean, it really did well. He really played it well. Had that kind of southern, in there. He really just fell into that character, and he stayed pretty close to the origins and the source material for Killer Croc. Really cool. The one downside I had about it, which a lot of people could have said from seeing the trailers, was I wish he would have been bigger. Um, Common's character, I'm going to say, is maybe about 6'2", 6'3", and Affleck, of course, is about 6'5". So if he decided to cross over and cross paths with Batman, there might be a little bit of an issue with the size difference. But in all, I think he acted really well. He really fit in with the group. He wasn't in your face overacting. He was kind of a more reserved, kind of drawn back character, but he had his lines and he had some comedy to it, which I really enjoyed. Next up, we'll come to Deadshot. Will Smith playing Deadshot. Now, I heard Will Smith was going to play Deadshot, and I was a little worried about it. To be honest, I like Will Smith as an actor, but some of his roles have kind of gotten a little generic. He was supposed to be a hitman for hire. You don't know the origins of Deadshot. Look it up again, Google it. But he did well. I'm not going to say he didn't act well. He's Will Smith. You get a good performance out of him. But like I said, it felt generic. It was one of those, assassins with a heart of gold kind of deal. He was supposed to be a real bad guy, but he ended up being kind of the character with the most morals out of the group. Like I said, not a bad performance. I would have just liked to have seen something a little different, maybe a little darker on his part. But hey, to each their own. Overall, great movie in my opinion. I enjoyed it thoroughly. I saw it in 3D. It had some really cool scenes that 3D really really stepped up the ante there. But overall, just a really really good movie. I thought the score fit well with it. The music almost fit. I mean, in my opinion, pretty much fit perfectly with each scene it was cut with. Really enjoyed the music. I had heard some comments that it was a little bit of a sensory overload. You know, I had heard some people say that it was hard to follow in story, mostly because of some of the flashbacks it has in it. I had no problem following the story. I actually really enjoyed that they showed a little bit of an origin story for Harley Quinn for some people who might not be as familiar with her as some classic fans. But overall, I definitely say this movie is worth checking out. It was well worth the money that we spent going to see it. I definitely say it's worth a watch. So, from that review show here on the William Baxter Experience, I'm Paul Bell, and I'd give Suicide Squad a good 9 out of 10. Like I said, overall, story, plot, the actors played well off each other, and they fit their characters almost to a T. They did really well. Other than a couple small things I had against it, which is probably just personal bias, definitely check this movie out. It's coming out. Well, it's already out in some theaters, but August 5th, Suicide Squad. Check it out, guys. It's really cool.